Mr. Greg Dickerson. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, Michael. Good to see you.
So I have a question that I've been toying with for probably a year, and I'm going to ask it now. So, and the reason I'm going to ask this is one of my other experts, I interview him on Tuesdays. He's about to go out and buy a Lamborghini. He wants an orange Lamborghini. He's now over 100 units. He's been building this for 20 years, and it's like, now it's time to celebrate a little. So that got me thinking again about one of those dreams that I never thought were possible. And that is, you know what? Maybe I might want to put a living work of art or a piece of working art in my garage. I already have my dream car that I thought was possible, my SL 550 Mercedes. Now I'm thinking about, you know what? What if I went out and bought a $280,000 Ferrari? And the reason I think about this in you, because you always said, never say you can't afford it, which is always what I told myself, can't afford a Ferrari. They're just too expensive. But I wanted to bring this to you today. So Greg, let's just pretend I got crazy enough and I wanted to buy one, but I still feel like I can't afford it. How do you break that down and you go from the can't afford to how do you afford that kind of mindset? Help me break this down and make me feel better about it.
Well, first of all, there's a lot of ways to do it. So what I would say is, you don't have to buy it. You can rent it. If you just want to use it for a short period of time, just to go have fun and say you did and take some pictures, you can lease it, which is the best way to do luxury cars. You really don't want to buy them because they're a depreciating asset. You can't really write them off. But when you lease it, you can, and you can use it, even if you buy it, you can kind of, use a little bit of a business expense there and use it in your, promotions and advertising and stuff. And there's ways to write them off. But, really with cars like that, the best thing to do is to lease them.
Okay.
And then I would say, for a lot of people, like what you said, a lot of people will buy them and just park them in the garage. I'm like, if you're going to buy something like that, go use it.
Yeah.
When I went through that phase and now it's, I kind of went through that and I'm at a stage now where that stuff, I don't really care anymore. But back when I was going through it, it was a Hummer H2 when that first came out.
I remember.
And, it was, I don't know,
big old ones. Yeah.
$70,000 car back when they came out. And I was living in a beach environment and drove on the beach. I used that thing, man. I drove it on the beach and took it off road and I wore that thing out.
You used it.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're going to buy one, don't leave it in the garage. Take it out and put it to work, get you some tickets and test it out and see if you can outrun the cops.
I like it. That's awesome. All right. So how do I break this down? Right. Let's say we'll do a lease. And again, I want to play this out with you. So I go out, I price insurance. Okay. $4,000 a month. I'm just making a number up. $4,000 a month is the right idea. Again, with your mindset to say, okay, Michael, $4,000 a month. First go make the $4,000 a month passive income some way, something, and then get it.
First, don't forget gas and maintenance. That's going to be another $1,000 a month. And most people, they can afford the car, but they can't afford the gas and maintenance. So don't forget that.
Okay. So $5,000 a month. Good
like
point.
That, different animal. So, So what you want to do is if you're going to buy it and it's, $250,000, you need to break that down, look at a business that you have or income coming in and say, okay, how do I get that 250? Is it 5,000 at a time, 10,000 at a time, 25,000 at a time, whatever that is. So set that aside. If you want to finance it or, lease it, then take that 4,000 a month and say, okay, what are my assets that I have that will bring that in without me having to produce? I was coaching somebody that, had a Porsche that was, costing her several $1,000s a month. And, it was one of those things where she was like, I really wanted to have this car, but then it became a burden down the road because the income stopped, coming in. So you just want to make sure that you've got an asset that's going to cover that, whether it's a business, property, whatever it is, make sure that you have that covered so it doesn't become a burden and it doesn't become a strain later. And don't forget about, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and fuel, because in high performance vehicles, those things cost you a lot more than you think.
Yeah. Maintenance is, I got to imagine the maintenance is going to be, won't be. Oh
cheap. Yeah. When you roll up into your mechanic's shop and he's wearing a Rolex, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's right. That's hilarious. Yeah. So again, I think that's wise advice. So again, go out, kind of figure out what it's going to cost you. Hey, stop it, guys. My dog's making noise. Sorry.
Bless you.
Yeah. Right. One of my dogs is Happy wants to say hi. There you go.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is. So, so again, go figure it out. I think for me to kind of internalize this, not saying I'm going to do it, but I just wanted to talk to somebody who's been there, done that. Go figure out what's going to cost and then go get, for me, it'd be new assets. Right. So, okay, you're going to go add $4,000 to your monthly nut, go get $5,000. And for me, $5,000, that could take shoot, $5,000 could take a year and a half, 2 years, maybe. So again, that would allow me to kind of work for that. And that would be the cherry on top. Is that a good way?
Yeah,
to think
most
about
people jump into those things way and well before they should. And,
Right.
where you could take that same amount of money that you're allocating and reinvest it in other things,
Oh,
that
for sure.
will exponentially grow. So, if you're not in a position where you can just stroke a check and not even feel it, or
Yeah.
you've already got that income that will take care of all of that and you won't feel it, it won't affect anything, then I say go ahead and do it and enjoy it. But what you always end up realizing at the end of the day once you've done something like that is it's kind of a waste of resources that could be well better allocated elsewhere. But you want to enjoy life and you want to enjoy the ride. And I
Yeah.
did it, so I'm not going
Yeah.
to begrudge anybody else. But just think carefully and make sure that you're not going to feel it, if your life had to change, and you're not going to be in a position, because back in 08, 09, man, there was all kinds of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Bugattis and,
Yeah.
Bentleys. And that's the first thing people start selling is their cars, their gold, their planes.
Yeah.
And, you end up taking a huge haircut.
Yeah. No, I think it's wise advice. And again, my takeaway from this, for me, I don't know if I'm going to do it. It was just an interesting conversation, but for me, really, I love the idea. You know what? Go rent it. I think that's wise advice. Go
Rent it for a weekend and have fun and enjoy it. Because if you're going to stick it in the garage,
Yeah.
and you just want to take it out on the weekends or something, well, you can rent, then you can try all kinds of different things. I mean, now you can go drive them on tracks and really, open
Test
them up.
Yeah.
When I said take it out and outrun the cops, that was a joke. So
I knew that.
No, don't try that at home.
Don't do that at home. Bad advice. Bad advice.
But there's all kinds of experiences you can take now with all kinds of, cars, boats, yachts, all that kind of stuff. And then you're not stuck to owning it. You're not paying the cost of that long-term ownership, like, fractional jet ownership and, things like that. If you're not using it on a daily basis and you don't need it, go enjoy it and test some other things out. So that's another way to do it. Another way to think about it.
I like that. And then the other one is for me, you really wise advice. Go figure out what's going to cost you monthly. Go earn new money, new streams of income that will pay that. Because one thing I will not do is take a step backwards. I won't take haircuts. I won't put what we have it already created at risk. It has to be net new stuff. So very wise advice. Greg, where can people find you?
Yeah, gregdickerson.com. All my info is there. YouTube channel, podcast. Go check it out.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much.